All right, let's talk social media. You ever see a campaign and just think, wow, how did they do that? Well, today we're cracking the code. We're going to break down 10 real-world case studies that totally changed the game for some of the biggest brands out there. Let's dive in.
Okay, so to really get why this stuff matters, you have to wrap your head around the scale. Look at this number, 2 billion. That was the number of active users on Facebook, and that was way back in 2018. I mean, think about that. That's like a stadium filled with 2 billion potential customers. It's a force that, honestly, no business can afford to ignore.
And that's why this quote just hits the nail on the head. You would definitely want to sit and take notice of the numbers. You know, when you're playing in a field that big, understanding what actually works, well, it's not just a nice to have, it's absolutely critical. And that's exactly what these case studies are going to show us.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with the social media imperative, then jump into some amazing creative campaigns. After that, we'll look at how brands are innovating the way we connect and the huge power of just listening. And we'll wrap it all up with the one key takeaway you need to remember.
All right, first up, the social media imperative. And here's the core idea. It is all about community. See, before you can sell anything, you gotta build something. And that something is a community. It's not about just shouting your message into the void. It's about creating a space where your audience actually wants to hang out.
Let's look at American Express in their B2B market. Now, they could have just run a bunch of ads for credit cards, right? But they did something way smarter. They created the Amex Open Forum. And this wasn't an ad, not at all. It was a legit resource, a place offering expert advice, a platform where business owners could actually connect with each other and share ideas. They built something of value.
And the result of building that value? A staggering 525% jump in unique page visits in its first year. I mean, that's just huge. It proves the point, right? When you help your community succeed, your brand succeeds right along with them.
Then you've got Best Buy, which took a totally different route, one that sounds kind of counterintuitive, actually. Instead of telling employees to get off their phones, they encouraged them to use social media at work. They basically empowered their staff to be this 24/7 connection for customers, sharing info, giving updates, a real human-to-human link with the brand.
Okay, moving on to our next big idea, unleashing creative campaigns. Because look, having a community is one thing, but keeping them captivated, that's the real challenge. So let's look at how the best brands go way beyond the hard sell, using pure creativity and emotion to just cut through all that noise online. Disney, of course, are absolute masters of tapping into emotion, and their hashtag #ShareYourEars campaign was just genius. The idea itself was so simple. They partnered with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and for every single photo someone posted wearing Mickey ears with that hashtag, Disney would make a donation. It's visual, it's easy to join in, and it connects the brand to a cause that pretty much everyone can get behind.
And what was the result? A $2 million donation to Make-A-Wish. But here's the thing. This was so much more than a fundraiser. It was a massive win for brand engagement. Disney got to reinforce its core identity while doing a ton of good in the world. It just proves that creativity and charity can be an incredibly powerful mix.
And the hashtag itself is such a versatile tool. Just look at these two examples. You've got Lego using hashtag #FillTheGap to spark all this amazing user creativity and kind of reposition their brand as something for all ages, not just kids. And then, on the flip side, you have Uber, who brilliantly piggybacked on pop culture with hashtag Ride of Thrones, putting themselves right in the middle of a massive cultural conversation. See? Two hashtags, two totally different but equally brilliant strategies.
Okay, now this is clever. What do you do when you need massive hype but you have practically no budget? Well, Comic-Con India didn't go out and hire a bunch of expensive influencers. Instead, they found 57 of their most passionate, most genuine fans online, and they just rewarded them with free passes. Boom. In an instant, they created this volunteer army of totally authentic promoters.
And the impact of that low-cost, high-authenticity move? Over 31,000 engagements. It's just powerful proof that you don't always need a giant budget. Sometimes, you just need to find and empower your truest fans.
So, our third theme is all about pure innovation.
Sometimes the biggest wins don't come from just playing the game better than everyone else, but from changing the rules of the game entirely. Let's check out how some brands have completely reinvented the way they connect with us. This might be my absolute favorite example, just for its brilliant simplicity. Domino's knew its customers lived online and that they wanted convenience above all else. So what was their solution? Make ordering a pizza as simple as tweeting an emoji. Think about that. They didn't just advertise on Twitter, they turned Twitter into the actual storefront. Just a masterclass in removing friction for the customer.
And innovation isn't just about what you do, it's also about where you do it. Take Gillette, for example. They just did the math, and they found that reaching their target audience on YouTube was over 7 times cheaper than reaching them through traditional TV ads. By innovating their choice of platform, they made their campaign dramatically more efficient and successful.
All right, our final theme is a superpower that's honestly often overlooked: listening. Social media is a two-way street, right? But the smartest brands know that the most important part isn't the talking. It's actively listening, learning, and then acting on what you hear.
And listening is never, ever more critical than when you're in a crisis. Take Bread Talk. Back in 2015, they launched this commemorative bun that, well, it backfired, sparking instant and really fierce backlash online. But because they were listening, they could react just as fast. They put out a prompt apology on their Facebook page to manage the fallout. Listening saved them.
This whole practice has a name. It's called social listening. And if you want to see just how seriously major companies take this, look no farther than Dell. They built an entire command center and trained 25,000 employees just to monitor online conversations and engage with customers. I mean, that is a staggering investment in the power of listening.
Okay, so we've looked at community, creativity, innovation, and listening. We've seen some incredible case studies. So what's the one thing? What's the common thread that ties all of these amazing success stories together?
Well, that common thread, the single most vital factor, is right here in this quote. Nearly every single success we looked at involved a first-time strategy or some innovative campaign. They were all pioneers. They were all willing to try something brand new, to take a calculated risk, and to be the first, whether it was on a new platform with a new kind of campaign or just a totally new way of engaging with people.
And that really brings us to the final question, the one that really matters for you. After seeing all this, what's the innovative first-time strategy that your brand is ready to try? What new ground are you going to break? Thanks for cracking the code with me today.